The Los Angeles Angels in town for Game 2 of this weekend series. And time for a look at the starting lineup, brought to you by our Tri-State Quality Ford Store. Reyes, Cameron, Beltran, followed by Piazza, Floyd, and Wright. Woodward, Matsui, and Benson against this left-hander, Jared Washburn.
Washburn 3-3, 3.8 earned run average, 30 years old, making his 13th start here.
And Jose Reyes celebrating his 22nd birthday today.
Already, huh?
He's already 22 years old.
Already 22 years old.
2 for 4 last night. Also stole his 17th base of the season. So hitting .273 with 3 homers.
22 years old, hitting .273 in the big leagues with 17 stolen bases. What a life, huh? He and Jared Wright, David Wright at third. Wow.
The 3-0 pitch right through there. Well, he's not going to see the Angels very often in his career, probably, but he's becoming a nemesis of the Halos. It was against the Angels and this pitcher, Jared Washburn, that he belted his first major league home run. Loops it to right, but Guerrero is there for the catch. One man is out. Mike Cameron up next. Mets trying to snap a 3-game skid. They've gone from second place to 5th in a tightly packed NL East. And Washington Nationals team just not losing. They've ripped off 8 consecutive wins. Let's put the Mets 4 games off the pace coming into tonight.
And this team on the field tonight, this California Angel team, you're talking about their standing in that division in the American League West, David. This is a good ball club. They have good pitching. Certainly have enough defense. And if you get Vladimir Guerrero back offensively for the entire rest of the season, you're in pretty good shape.
You know, they missed him for 18 games, but they held on to first place without him. They went 10-8 without him.
And they do a lot. They create and manufacture runs. You know, Mike Scioscia's the manager, and he does a lot of things to develop kind of the old style National League form of baseball. He'll hit and run. He'll let's steal a base and play good defense. Get an out for you. Get an out for your pitcher.
He'll drop a squeeze down.
Yes, sir. And he'll play that all, you know, your term, which is somewhat universal, certainly. Small ball. Yeah.
Although they do
very effective.
They do have plenty of power in this lineup.
Oh yeah, and they can pop it. They can pop the ball. But they do if you can pop the ball, you can hit the ball. You can all the home runs in the world. If you don't play ABC well, if you don't pitch well and defense well and play intelligently, all the home runs in the world aren't going to help. You got to pitch well and play defense. This club's doing that.
Well, they have an outstanding bullpen. Starting pitching will not overwhelm you. Washburn's one of their top guys. Colon would be their ace, but Washburn, he's 3-3. He's been a steady winner, if not a real sensational kind of pitcher over the course of his career. He's 70-52. But that's typical of how they do it. 6 good innings and turn it over to the pen. Popped into right, and Kennedy right in front of Guerrero will make the catch, and that's it for Cameron. 2 men out.
First 2 men out for the Angels here. We'll take a look at the defense brought to by your local Infinity dealers. Excuse me. In the outfield, Garrett Anderson, Steve Finley, and Vladimir Guerrero. The infield, Dallas McPherson and Orlando Cabrera on the left side. Adam Kennedy, Darren Erstad on the right side of the infield, and Benji Molina doing the catching.
And Carlos Beltran in the batter's box. The center fielder at .295 with 7 homers, 29 runs batted in. And getting all geared up for his big home run day tomorrow because Pedro will be on the mound. Fouled back. Good rip by Beltran.
What if Beltran goes to? Can't you pitch a little bit more often? Can't you guys come in for like 1 inning and when I'm coming up in the next half of an inning? That's an oddity, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very strange. Unless you're Pedro, and then he wonders what all the fuss is about. Ground ball right to the feet of McPherson at third. And on target with a throw. 1-2-3 they go. So both starters off to sharp starts. A scoreless inning in the books. 0-0 going to the second. Garrett Anderson, talented left fielder, hitting .314 with 7 home runs. He was 2 for 3 last night and drew a couple of walks as well. They moved him over to left field from center field, where he has been for years for the Angels, because of Steve Finley's acquisition. Guy's been battling a pretty serious case of arthritis in his left knee. Cost him about 43 games last year, but he's been healthy this year. And he takes another strike. It's 1-2. Benson locked in early.
That's a good pitch for Benson there. He'll throw a majority of pitches down about knee level, and he'll work both sides of the plate. If he's going to throw up that high as that last pitch, he's got to do it outside. And that's exactly where that pitch was. And then the next one you see is that little sinker running away from the left-hand hitter. If they try to pull it, they simply roll right over the top of it, hit a weak ground ball to second base or first base.
Anderson to be followed by Dallas McPherson, a young third baseman, and then Benji Molina. And a 1-2 to the hitter. Line shot into left center field for a base hit, maybe more. Beltran giving chase down to backhanded. Anderson still runs pretty well, and he's into second base with a walk-in double. So Garrett Anderson aboard and quickly into scoring position here in the second inning off Benson.
Third baseman, number 23, Dallas
Count
McPherson.
1-2, and Benson goes outside again. And with 2 strikes, a lot of hitters will change, and they'll say if the ball's in the outside part of the plate, I'll wait as long as I can and just go to the opposite field. And that is simply a good piece of hitting right there by Garrett Anderson. And you look at that average, saying 314. He comes in here hitting over 300, right down on contact, eyes right on top of it. His rear end has gone a bit, but the shoulder is closed, and you can see the head position is right down on the ball. I will take my single, and if I get it in a gap, I can get a double with my speed. That's exactly what happened with on a 1-2 strike, 1-ball 2-strike pitch.
Well, he's been a good hitter for a long time.
Yeah.
301 career.
And that's why right there too, with 2 strikes, I'll take that out there. I'll just take my little crummy little single, and if I get hit in the right spot, I'll get 2.
So a runner at second for Dallas McPherson, only hitting .248 coming in, but they think the world of this kid. 24 years old, out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Spanks that one to right field. Anderson got kind of a late start. It was hit sharply as well, so he holds it third. Back-to-back hits here in the second inning off Benson, who zipped through them 1, 2, 3 in the first inning.
Well, this ball really takes off after the first bounce. Right by Kaz Matsui. Rolled over the right hand. You see it skip into right field. And Kaz Matsui, just slipped a little bit right there. Now that's a product of the rain. That's about where the water comes off the tarp when they roll it off. The runner Anderson in second base had to take a step and a half back to second on that line drive so he wouldn't get cut off. Didn't make a difference when the ball hit that hard. Cameron in right field, who has a gun, there's no way he's going to score, especially with nobody out.
So here's Benji Molina now, batting .314 with 5 home runs, and he takes the ball. There is a little bit of standing water down the left field line in foul territory along the warning track. Also a tiny bit up the right field line behind first base. You got the feeling they wanted to start this game real quick after the rain finally subsided and they got that tarp off the field. Usually it takes about 40 minutes to get a field ready. They cut that down to about 25 for tonight because there may be some more rain behind what has already ended. What we're being told is maybe rolling showers through the evening. Right now it's completely dry. And we're also being told we might be in a situation where it'll miss us entirely. Anything else that's heading this way might just go off someplace else. That's the hope. We can see why they wanted to get this thing started as quickly as possible. I mean, they wasted no time at all tonight to get the field playable. And of course the Angels are not coming back here to New York. This is an interleague series. They are at the end of a long road trip of 12 games in 14 days. Monday they want to enjoy as an off day in Southern California. Little ground ball right side. Matsui up with it. Fires into second. Got one back to first. Nice play by Woodward to get him on the double play. Run comes in to score as Anderson crosses the plate. It's 1-0 the Angels. Pretty nifty turn there. The ball that when it was hit did not necessarily look like a double play.
Well turned nicely by Matsui. A little quick throw. Plenty of time for Reyes. And the reason it's a double play. Molina coming down the line is, well, he is a catcher. And he is not a speed demon. Turned easily by the 2 guys up the middle for the Mets.
No RBI on the double play ball, but Molina brings in the run to make it 1-0. And here's Adam Kennedy.
44th double play turned by the Met infield.
Kennedy at 308, no homers, 11 runs batted in. 2 men out. Softly hit on one bounce to Matsui and throws to get him. Side retired, but Benson roughed up a bit, a double, a single. He gives up the first run of the night. It is 1-0. The Angels going to the bottom of the second.
A lot of hitters will try to come out of a slump by hitting a ball 500 feet, come out of it with a home run. And we saw Mike Piazza, what, a week ago, and he tried to hit everything to right field. And he's continued doing that.
Little blooper to right. That's going to find a home for a base hit. So Piazza doesn't hit it terribly hard, but he'll take it. And the first hit of the night for the Mets off Washburn here in the second inning.
He's going inside out with a couple of strikes. Go that way. A little flare, and he'll take it. Mike Piazza hitting almost 350 against left-hand pitchers. And just 2 1/4 against right-handers. Well, the old-timers will say, okay, if you get a slump, go to the opposite field and work yourself around back to your pull position. Don't start trying to pull the ball. Hit it over there and work your way back around the outfield. Back to where you know you can pull the ball.
Piazza not being held there, and a swing and a miss by Cliff Floyd. And he's had some at-bats like that against Washburn before. Seen him 7 times, and he's 0 for 7 off the lefty. We had a rain delay tonight of 1 hour and 24 minutes before the game could begin at 8:34. Rain did cool it off a bit. Now Washburn was about to throw the ball to the plate, did not realize that Floyd had been granted a time by Larry Young. Talk about keeping your head down. The left-hander from La Crosse, Wisconsin, gives up a line drive base hit into right. Piazza moves up to second. Back-to-back hits. So Washburn and Benson had almost identical first innings. They're having nearly identical second innings too.
Cliff Floyd goes out and hooks that ball back between first and second. Back-to-back singles out of the middle of the lineup. One of the things about Washburn, they say he is a great competitor. And look at the contact. That pitch is off the plate or right on the corner outside. Nice piece of hitting right there by Cliff Floyd. And he will give up base hits. 74 innings pitched coming into tonight. 88 base hits, just 24 walks. So he is. That's what it's like to have people on base.
David Wright at 304, 10 homers, 34 RBIs. Nobody out, 2 on. He backs away. It's right over the shoe top for ball 1. David 1 out of 4 last night. And he has been knocking lefties around. Here it is, 365 against southpaws. 6 home runs off right-hand pitching. Popped up, foul out of play, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the center fielder Finley has certainly looked at the scouting reports because he has shaded several strides toward right center field. He knows the right will go that way and hit that alley out in right center.
And a much better hitter when he thinks that way too.
The 1-1 pitch, down and in. Washburn has been pretty tough in interleague play. He is 8-4 against the National League. He currently owns the second best winning percentage in Angels history at .574. That's only behind Bert Blyleven as far as the franchise goes. That's in there for strike 2 and 2.
Well, the respect for the young right-hander, 2 balls and 1 strike. He looks like he comes to the breaking ball. Yep, a little high slider. That ball stays up a little bit out over the plate. Mets are going to have 3 runs.
Washburn appears to be having trouble seeing the signs. He just told his catcher Molina, I'm having trouble seeing what you're putting down there. That one almost got right on the belt. 3 and 2.
This one is way inside. I mean, way inside, right at the belt buckle. Yeah, I'm having difficulty seeing the signs. You know, Pedro did that the last time he was on the mound with Piazza. Who knows if that's what he meant? Because Pedro Martinez, and it was a day game.
3-2, ripped into left, coming on Anderson. He'll make the catch. Piazza's trying to get back, and the throw is a little bit offline by Anderson. Just a tad.
Off the line and high, and a nice backup by Darren Erstad at first base. He saw that coming. Kind of on the end of the bat, nicely played by Garrett Anderson, and then an airmail. He's got to turn around and really airmails it right over this top of second baseman's head. Good play by the first baseman Erstad right there to back that play up.
Here's Woodward now hitting .299 with a couple of homers, but hitting .375 with men in scoring position. One man out. High for ball. Including the Yankees series in the Bronx 2 weekends away, the Mets are about to hit the road on Monday for their longest road trip of the season. It'll be 12 games in 14 days. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets about to head to Oakland, Seattle, Philly, and the June series at the end of June at Yankee Stadium.
A ball and no strikes, and the pitcher Washburn comes with a changeup. Woodward way out in front of it. Good selection, good location. Another one.
1 and 2.
That's one of the theories of a lot of pitching coaches. If you see somebody that has a bad swing, and Woodward had a bad swing at the first pitch, does he throw it again? I mean, you know, somebody's not going to figure out how to hit it in just one at bat and one swing. A lot of the old timers were real believers in that. They say, well, you know, some people say that pitchers say, well, I can't show them the same pitch twice. Old timers say baloney. Make them believe, you know, show me that you can hit it, then I won't throw it anymore.
Washburn with a fastball that has deteriorated a little bit over the last couple of years. He'll throw it at 88 to 90 when he's really pushing it. There's a curveball, good changeup. He's a fly ball guy. He's always been more of a fly ball pitcher than a ground ball pitcher.
And a terrific competitor, too. Sometimes that's enough to win.
Long look in there on 2 and 2. Runners lead at first and second. Piazza and Floyd. Swing and a miss, and he really blew him away.
How about that high fastball after the couple of changeups in which he was way out in the head? And I think that Woodward was looking fastball. This is the old theory. Remember the 2 changeups are down? There's an old theory of soft stuff down, hard stuff up. Well, that was that fastball, and he went up above the top of the strike zone. Soft stuff away, hard stuff in. Kind of that's as simple as it can get. And that's really a pretty good place to go when you get in trouble if you're a pitcher. And if you see a pitcher in trouble and they have that kind of theory, hitters can then all of a sudden begin to read that stuff.
Well, he pumped it up there to 92 with that heater. And really smoked Woodward.
After the changeups, it looked like about 95.
I'm sure. So here's Matsui trying to salvage the inning. The pitcher up next. Way high for ball 1. Matsui just 5 out of 23 on the homestand. It's kind of interesting. The combination of Mientkiewicz and Cairo have pretty good numbers against Washburn. Not many at bats. Together they are 8 for 20 against the lefty. And Mientkiewicz sitting with the southpaw on the hill. Cairo as well. And that is up high for a ball to make it 2-0. Side by each, as they say.
Well, you know, here we are, 2 outs, 1-0 ball game. Do you pitch around your number 8 hitter and get to the pitcher? And Benson, he's hitting .286, got himself a couple of RBIs. He is a good athlete in the on-deck circle.
And the guy in the box is hitting .240. But he has nothing to swing at yet, and it's 3-0.
And the number 8 hitter in the lineup, and sometimes you're hitting number 8 for a reason.
Colon came up with a base hit last night in the Angels' rout of the Mets, final 12-2, as they took the first game in the weekend series. Runners at first and second, and the 3-0. Now he walked him on 4 straight. So he passes on Matsui.
The pitcher, number 34.
I'm not sure Bud Black is delighted with that decision.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think
Action resumes in the bottom of the second.
2 singles, a walk, but there are 2 out, and Benson hitting .286, no homers, as Tom mentioned. He's already driven in 2 runs. Washburn's just missing right now. Now I'm not so certain that the game plan all along was to walk Matsui.
if he was playing wild, and it sure starting to look like it. If he's starting to guide the ball, aim the ball. I don't think he was pitching around Matsui either. It's just a mistake to walk him in that situation.
He's missed with 5 straight pitches.
6 in the same spot, too.
6 in a row outside the zone, and he's gone to 2-0 on pitcher Chris Benson. 37 total and 18 outside the strike zone. A man at every base, 1-0 Angels in the second. He missed again. 3-0. 7 in a row that have missed. Benson, you would think, to take a couple for sure, and here's the 3-0. Oh, he walked him and missed badly on that, walking the pitcher to drive in the tying run. Piazza scores. Give Benson his 3rd run batted in. And Washburn right now, Tom Seaver has no idea where the ball's going.
Not even close. What is it, 8 in a row? Not even close. I don't think there was one close to Kaz Matsui. Nothing close to Benson.
As he takes a strike. It was in June of '03 at 5 RBIs on that day, and was the second Met in club history to have his first big league home run be a grand slam. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jack Hamilton did it 1967 for the Mets. Jose with 3 home runs on the season, bases loaded, a run in. Slice foul, and that's 1-2. Jose had just turned 20 years old that week, celebrating his 22nd birthday here today. And he was the youngest player to hit a grand slam since Tony Conigliaro did it for the Red Sox in 1964. Tony was only 19 years old. 1-2 bounce to the plate and stopped by Molina to keep Floyd at 3rd. Washburn is all over the place.
Well, it must have been a splitter. The proverbial 55 footer, and I played nicely by Molina. Keep the shoulders square and rounded. Face right up to that ball.
Here's pitch number 31 in this inning. Chopper to the middle. Will it squeak through? Diving effort by Kennedy. Flips to second and got him. Got Benson on a force play. And the side is retired. Kennedy with a marvelous effort up the middle on the backhand, and then flipping it in to get the out.
Action continues in the top of the 5th.
Here's a guy that the Angels believe down the road might very well make a run at one himself. An MVP, hitting .253, 5 homers. Dallas McPherson, the guy that was so good in the minors, 2-time minor league player of the year. They gave up Troy Gloss. They allowed Gloss to go to the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Gloss, a guy who's hit 47 home runs in the majors. So this young man certainly has tremendous power. He has shown it in the minor leagues. 2004, he combined for 40 homers and 126 RBIs playing at AA Arkansas, AAA Salt Lake City.
Well, he's not trying to hit singles. Well, that's fastball right down Broadway. It swings right through it.
Well, the book is he has trouble with breaking stuff, and the average kind of reflects that. Flies out into the left center field toward the alley. Floyd romping after it, can't get to it. On a bounce, it's up against the wall And it's 2 bases for McPherson, who has 2 hits tonight.
Well, you talk about strong. That's just hands right there to hit the ball into left center, and that ball took off. Cliff Floyd, this is 2 strikes. Watch him throw his hands at that ball. Hips gone. And but for a young player, that's pretty good discipline right there. You see that? He stopped his big swing, 24 years old, 6'4", about 235 pounds, and flicked that ball into left center for a double. Well, that's as good of 2-strike hitting as you're going to get right there.
3rd hit of the night off of Benson, and McPherson has 2 of them. That'll send up the catcher, Benji Molina. He was doubled up, 4-6-3 in the 2nd inning. Benson trying to keep the Angels out of the scoring column for the 2nd time tonight. We're tied up 1-1 in the 5th. Late cut fouled away. Chris Benson wasn't even drafted out of high school, out of Sprayberry High School in suburban Atlanta. Still makes his offseason home in Atlanta. Sprayberry just outside of Atlanta in Marietta. Didn't even step to the mound until his junior year of high school, but he wound up the Georgia High School Player of the Year as a senior. I have to say he developed very quickly. Here's the 0-1. 0-2 now on Molina. And of course, he had a spectacular college career at Clemson. College Player of the Year, went 14-0 his junior season, led the nation in earned run average, 1.40. That's with aluminum bats. Trying to pick up his 5th win of the season for the Mets. 4-2 coming into tonight. The 2-strike offering now to Molina. Lunging little ground ball to the right side. Matsui collects it. The runner will advance. McPherson into 3rd. 1 down.
That's a great at-bat by Benji Molina. Fastball that he hit in the stands. The only thing he's trying to do is get the ball to the right side. And Benson gives him another breaking ball. Trying to get him to pull the ball. You get the bat head out front and make him pull the ball in front of the runner at second base. So he doesn't get to 3rd with 1 out. Or less than 2 outs specifically. So Molina did his job.
And now Adam Kennedy will try and do his and pick up an RBI here with the infield tugged in. A fly ball of decent depth will untie this game. Kennedy 0 for 1. He is grounded out to second. He's also made a run scoring play defensively up the middle on the Reyes grounder. Flies that one to left field. Floyd is there. McPherson tags up. Here he comes, and the throw will not get him well offline. And a run comes in to score. Kennedy picks up his 12th run batted in. And the Angels lead it here in the 5th, 2-1. McPherson with that leadoff double, and he crosses the plate.
Well, he goes to the opposite field. Actually, a pretty good pitch by Benson. As soon as this ball is caught on the left side of the body by Cliff Floyd, no chance to get the runner. Because then he has to come back and turn his body. They get into throwing position and rushed his throw a little bit. Couldn't get around, get his body on the left side of the ball before it got to him.
You talked about how the Angels win games. This is a big reason why they're so good on the road. Leadoff double. Little ground ball by Molina, gives himself up, gets that guy over.
You know, part of the rule of baseball, let's say, an unwritten rule, is that give yourself up for at least 2 strikes. That's exactly the point you're trying to make, David. You got a runner at second, nobody out. It's that hitter's job. In this situation, it was Molina with McPherson at second. Get him to 3rd with less than 2 outs. So he, hit the ball to right side, foul. Hit the ball off the right side, foul. Well, you give your team 2 shots. What did he do? He said, I'll give my at-bat totally all the way through 3 strikes and hit a little weak grounder to second base, and what happens?
And then Kennedy steps up. He's not trying to hit the ball 900 feet. He's not a home run hitter.
And he's trying to drive in 1 run, and that's it.
Pick up 1 run at a time.
Yep. If he takes that ball that's outside part of the plate and rolls over on it, it's a ground ball with the infield drawn in, you don't get the run.
Sure.
Team play, little ball, small ball you're talking about. That's exactly what's going on.
Swinging bunt fair. Piazza gets to it quickly and throws right over the top of Cabrera for the out. And the side is retired. But the Angels get another run with some smart baseball. They lead it 2-1 in the middle of the 5th. Chris Benson walked with the bases loaded and picked up an RBI, his third of the season, when Washburn had a wild spell in the second inning, but he has settled down. Well hit center field, but there's Finley to make the catch. Out number one. Hey, interleague play continues next weekend here in the WB11 as the Amazons go west for a matchup with Ichiro and Seattle. Great ballpark too out there in Seattle. The Mets battling the Mariners Saturday at 10, Sunday at 4 on the WB11. Here's the birthday boy so far. A quiet birthday for Jose Reyes. He is 0 for 2, although he was robbed in the second inning, and that should never happen on your birthday. Running up as if to bunt, but pulls it away, and it's ball one. A lot of signs in the ballpark tonight. Fans aware that Reyes is the tender age of 22. Right now he is number 2 in the National League in stolen bases with 17. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Cameron up next. The Mets trailing 2-1. Tried to check and did. The pitch was inside. There was no appeal by Molina. 2-1. McPherson ready to charge on a bunt attempt, but Reyes up there on the right side appears to be swinging away and takes a strike. Mets coming into the night with a record of 31-30 and a 3-game losing skid they are trying to get rid of. Ground ball ripped to McPherson. 2 down.
The right fielder.
And Mike Cameron will step in next. Hey, before tonight's game, the Mets announcing that they have come to terms. They've reached an agreement with relief pitcher Danny Graves finally. He's actually been in uniform and working out with the Mets before games. There's Danny Graves, who is delighted to be a part of the Mets. He said that unlike his last stop, he feels like there's a championship air to this Met club. Those are his words before the game. And it was all smiles after finally penning that agreement. And he is available tonight, obviously, and ready to work out of the pen. And he's still smiling.
He's smiling because the other guys in the bullpen are telling him he's on TV.
1 ball and 1 strike. We'll see if Danny gets a chance to work tonight against these Angels. Jared Washburn will have a lot to say about that. Then he wants to know how good he really looks in that new uniform.
He won't get the truth down there, baby. He'll get a bag full of lies.
That one shot into the alley. Deep drive headed for the fence, and on a bounce it's up against the wall, and Mike Cameron will trot into second with a double. Coming with 2 down, and the Mets have the tying run in scoring position against the left-hander.
Looks like a breaking ball up. Yeah, top ham, tomahawk they call that. See that top hand, that right hand come over on that 1-1 pitch. Double number 12 for Mike Cameron, his 12th double of the year at scoring position with 2 outs.
Here's Beltran, 0 for 2. Due to hit a home run in a game that Pedro Martinez does not start.
I have the feeling we're going to hear that pretty much every game till it does happen.
It's bound to. Sometime in 2005. Just hasn't happened yet. All 7 with Pedro pitching. No complaints from the Met ace, of course. Cameron at second base, and the pitch misses down low. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Angels, 1 run on 4 hits for the Mets. Neither side has committed an error. Now Beltran, a .351 hitter into tonight against lefties. Trying to pick up his 30th RBI here. And he pops it up. Short right, Guerrero coming in, and Vladimir is there to make the catch. Side retired, no runs, 1 hit, a double. But Washburn strands Cameron right there. The Angels Angels lead it 2-1 through 5.
We now fast forward to the bottom of the sixth.
The Angels lead 2-1 here. Mets got their only run in inning number 2. Mike Piazza scored it. The off-speed pitch misses for ball 1. So he starts him out with a big slow curveball. Mike with a single. He's also flied to left field. 384 career home runs for the Met catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's hit 30 of them in interleague play.
Yeah, good changeup right there. Way on front, excellent. Washburn throwing that a lot more, that changeup.
High fly right center field toward the gap. There's Finley on the run to the wall. Can't get it. It bounces up high off the fence after striking the warning track. And Mike Piazza has his second hit. So the wrist appears to be just fine for Mike. A single and now a double. He is 2 for 3.
Well, this pitch looked like it was up. Yes, it was. And a big, long, high fly. The wind is not a factor here at Shea Stadium tonight. 2-base hit and a leadoff double for Mike Piazza, his 14th of the year. At first, that looked like a pop fly to right center field. And the ball just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. One of the things that has happened with this ball club, when Benson has pitched in his last 4 victories, the Mets have scored 40 runs in those games. He's gotten an average of 10 runs per. In those last 4 of the last 5 games, he's only given up a total of 10 runs. So he has had big margins to play with. And the Mets trying to put him out ahead big time here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, nobody out. Piazza at second. Floyd with a single and a strikeout. 1 for 2. Had a double last night. Jumps on it and fouls it away. Now the Angels, as we have cataloged tonight, are so good at moving runners over in situations like this so that somebody else can bring in the RBI. We'll see if Cliff Floyd can do that. Cliff took a long look at his bat, examining to see if there was a crack in it. He's going to hang on to it. The lefty's 1-1 is fouled off Floyd's own foot. Had a rain delay tonight before this game ever got underway at 1 hour and 24 minutes. So if you're just coming in a little late tonight, just after 10 o'clock, and expecting to see maybe the 8th and the 9th inning of this one, we are in the 6th. And the place is starting to get lively here. A big crowd on this Saturday evening, braving the rain showers. And now they want some runs. Here comes the 1-2 to Floyd. Swing and a miss. He got him. The Floyd strikes out for the second time.
We now fast forward to the bottom of the 6th.
Kind of a tale of 2 cities in the ballgame about doing little things correctly here tonight so far. Got all changed with 1 swing of the bat from this guy in the batter's box.
Well, that's David Wright, 0 for 2. Hit the ball sharply each time tonight, and he takes an inside corner strike. On the night, though, the Mets are 0 for 5 with men in scoring position. Got the run in the second inning because of a bases-loaded walk that Benson took.
Bases-loaded walk on 4 pitches that followed a bases-loaded walk to Kaz Matsui, the number 8 hitter on 4 pitches. Well, Washburn he went someplace else at that moment in time, didn't he?
He went to Jersey. Up and away, 1 ball, 1 strike on right. And now he takes a little walk on the backside of the hill here. David Wright up to 34 runs batted in, 10 home runs. Starting to develop into a pretty serious all-star candidate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Broken bat, looper into left, and Anderson doesn't have to move too much. And Piazza still glued to second, and there are 2 down after the leadoff double.
Looks like a fastball got in on him. He's throwing it right at that front elbow. You had to collapse everything. I think David Wright saying I had a pitch to hit. I didn't get my hands in far enough. Sometimes you tip your hat to the pitcher saying that's a pretty good pitch because it makes you collapse and gets that ball up on the bat closer to your hands. You think you hit it, but you hit it just off center. Easy fly to left field.
Yeah, when that happens, you hear that crack of the bat, and that's what happened on that swing. Here's Chris Woodward now trying to salvage the inning. Chris has struck out and singled. David Wright 0 for 3 tonight. Piazza second base. That's how the inning started with his double. Fought off foul out of play, and now Woodward is in the hole. It's 0-2. Just in case, the fine bullpen of the Angels getting active. The lefty is Jake Woods. Brendan Donnelly is the right-hander. Their bullpen has been very, very good, really, over the last 3 years. You see, on a very muggy night, Washburn is at 91 pitches. Softly hit. Charging. Cabrera, gloves, throws on the run, and got him. Out at first base in the end of the inning. Here's that man again, Vladimir Guerrero, 0 for 2 tonight. His second game back to the Angel lineup after being activated off the disabled list last night. Fouls that one away, and so hard the helmet came off. Probably happens to him about 12 times a week.
One of the great terms in baseball is bat control. He's got great bat control. You know, he does have great bat control. And swinging that hard, he does have great. We talked about his last at bat with his at bat and strikeout and walk ratio. Phenomenal.
Popped him up on the infield. 4 men charging, and now Reyes takes command to get him. Benson shuts him down pretty well. Guerrero in his career against Benson is now 4 out of 18, and he's never homered off of the Met right-hander. So 1 man is out here in the 7th inning. By the way, Benson scheduled to bat second in the bottom of this 7th inning. Right now, no activity in the Met bullpen. Here's Garrett Anderson. He has doubled and also grounded out to short, making him 1 for 2. Look at the pitch count now on Chris. The 30-year-old has thrown 82.
That's a great ratio of strikes to balls out of the strike zone. Total is very good. Still strong. Throwing well.
Gives up a base hit here, and on 2 hops that'll get to Cameron in right field. So Anderson is aboard for the second time. Very smooth stroke of Garrett Anderson.
Nice looking swing, wasn't it?
Third baseman.
From here, it didn't look like too bad a pitch. Let's see where it is. Oh, man. Tip your hat to the hitter. You can hit that. That's about 8 inches off the ground in the right position. You say, well, on this match, you win. That was a nice swing on a real good pitch.
Well, he has a beautiful swing. He showed that off during the home run hitting contest, the home run derby, the All-Star game a couple years ago when he won that. Surprised a lot of people as McPherson takes a pitch outside, and then he became the biggest star of all the All-Stars in the All-Star game there in Chicago at Cellular Field when he won the All-Star game MVP. You hardly ever hear anything out of him, too. Very quiet star, very steady guy for Mike Scioscia. Now Piazza's out to the hill.
It's another thing too about playing on the West Coast, Dave. A lot of those guys out there, because they play night games and stories don't get to the newspapers out here. And I granted there's a lot of TV and news, sports highlights, etc. But as far as newspapers go, a lot of people here that keep their relationship with baseball through the newspapers don't know about these guys. The late box scores, and unless you're Barry Bonds, you don't know about people play, or at Ichiro, you play on the West Coast.
Fouled off the other way and off into the seats, and Anderson's a guy who just doesn't draw attention to himself the way that Barry Bonds does in so many ways. Take that however you want to take it, but Anderson is never going to be a headline guy. He's never going to pop off and say something he shouldn't say about his manager or his teammates or an opponent. And frankly, the Angels have had a lot of guys like that over the last 3 or 4 years. Guys like Erstad and Kennedy, Salmon. And Anderson has probably been their brightest star. Certainly Vladimir Guerrero fits that role.
Oh, absolutely.
As well. Part of that is because Vladimir has not with open arms embraced the English language. And that's not my judgment to make whether or not he should learn to speak English fluently or not. That's his own decision. But it might in fact be costing him many millions in endorsement dollars. Popped up, twisting out of play, and no play for Piazza. Vladimir, the quiet superstar. Spends hours, certainly has over the years. We used to see this in Montreal all the time, walking into their clubhouse. You'd see him hours on end playing PlayStation games. PlayStation games that he was in.
Who was his favorite player? He was. Good choice.
Mine too. 2-2, and McPherson with a little glance out there at Benson. He took umbrage at that. Take another look.
Well, this is the way the game is turned too. If you throw any place up there that in a situation where you're not trying to throw at somebody, but move somebody back off the plate, it's to look toward home plate. I mean, look to the mound.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. He ate him up with a slider in, and he strikes out McPherson.
Yeah, I'm going to move you back off the plate. And I'm going to go back in there down. I'm going to make you just a little bit more tentative. Well, a pitcher might look at it and say, listen, I didn't like how you swung the bat so hard on the last pitch. Don't be pointing your nose out here, because if Chris Benson wants to hit you, and he doesn't want to hit you in a 2-1 ball game with a runner on first base. And you'll find pitchers that yell, all this macho stuff back from home to, the mound. They say, if I want to hit you, I will hit you.
Molina tags it to center. Beltran back to the wall, leaps up. Oh, he caught the ball. He brought it back. Beltran with a magnificent play for out number 3. Timed it perfectly up against the fence. Carlos at the wall. That was gone. It was gone. A fantastic play to save a 2-run homer.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to restart those muscles and say take you out to the ball game as Fisher Nuts proudly presents the 7th inning stretch.
Graceful is the way to describe that magnificent catch by Carlos Beltran to rob Molina of a 2-run homer.
Well, these are the kind of things that are worth the price of admission. And you hear about great defensive plays, great outfielders, and going out of the ballpark and bring it back, and that was definitely out. And Carlos Beltran brings it back and robs the number 1 to the delight of Chris Benson. That's about as emotional as you're going to see Benson get right there. Beautiful play in center field. Wow, that was just magical.
Hey, beauty comes in many forms. Molina actually had a couple of things to say, and I think complimentary things to say when Carlos came back inside the dugout. They've been waiting a rather long time here because Larry Young doesn't have everything he needs, and apparently Molina was asking for another mask. Look at Molina after getting robbed there, like, you got to be kidding me. How about the home plate ump, Larry Young? Where is Larry's mask?
Well, Larry's got a mask. He just doesn't have a hat.
No, he borrowed.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I got you. Okay, doesn't need a hat.
This is courtesy of the Angels of Anaheim, and now they're working on
we've
it.
got broken equipment here.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
So they had to march that in from the bullpen so that Larry could have something suitable. That is Jose Molina's catching gear there. His helmet in there for a strike, but these highlights, these highlights are going to look bizarre, aren't they? I mean, this is. The Mets are in serious trouble right now. There's no way the Mets win this game. A bunt attempt by Matsui. Washburn gets to it, throws, and got him. Jazz Matsui retired. He is 0 for 2 tonight. And they'll try to set this picture right by getting Larry Young, the veteran ump, his own equipment back. But right now, it looks like an obvious case of favoritism. Now Benson is going to be hit for here, and it's going to be Miguel Cairo to swing for the Met pitcher, who gave the Mets a marvelous effort tonight. He went 7.
Another fine effort is right. He was out in the on-deck circle. Because if Kaz Matsui had gotten on, I believe Willie Randolph would have used him to bunt him over, keep him in the game, because throwing exceptionally well. He only had about 100 pitches or whatever it is right at it.
That he's a darn good bunter.
Yeah, it's a good athlete and a good bunter. Rick Peterson over to add his 2 cents worth to another fine effort by Chris Benson.
Royce Ring, the lefty, along with Aaron Hyman, the right-hander, quickly getting ready in the bullpen. As Cairo hits, batting .283 with a homer. Washburn has also been awfully good. He surrendered 5 hits. And while Benson was in the game, he allowed only 4 hits. Although Beltran, with that sensational catch, certainly helped him. The Mets right now tied for second in the majors with the Dodgers and the Padres with 26 pinch hits. You see, he is 2 out of 4 against the lefty. Marlon Anderson tops in the big leagues, hitting .444 in a pinch, still available. Line drive and a base hit down into the corner. Anderson gets to it. Cairo will be content with a long single. That comes with 1 out. So the tying run aboard here. Here comes Scioscia out to consult with Larry Young, and he's going to make a move here and relieve Jared Washburn, who just gave up a rocket single to Cairo. So the Mets continue to get excellent production off the bench in a pinch hitting capacity.
We now move to the bottom of the 7th.
And Shields, the 31st game that he has been in, pretty good numbers. You see him there. A nifty 2.75 earned run average. This bullpen is real good for the Angels.
Reyes turns over, bats lefty, and pops it up. First ball swinging. Cabrera shifting over behind third, and in fair territory, he's got it behind the cut of the grass. So Jose 0 for 4 on his birthday night.
Well, going after the first pitch. Well, they got a pitch to hit. Looked like it was right down Broadway. Just about bell high, middle away, just a little bit away, and hit the bottom half of the ball.
One of the reasons that the Angels are in first place, one of many, is that the relief corps has been so good. Cameron hitting .322. Mike with a double tonight. He's gone 1 for 3. Cairo lengthening out his lead. Jose Molina will throw to first. And it's going to be close, and almost got him.
In a heartbeat, he'll throw to first base. And he yells at the runner, watch his feet. Watch his feet. Boom.
Benito Santiago style.
Yeah, right down on your knees. His feet don't get to the ground. Watch his feet. He doesn't get there. And throws a bullet down to first base.
You could see Cairo being very, very cautious, and with good reason. far as digging out his lead. 2-1. The Angels out in front here in the 7th inning. Mike Cameron was 0 for 4 last night, batting out of the 5-hole. Seems to be very comfortable hitting second. Has an extra base hit tonight. Ground ball up the middle, ranging over Cabrera. Nice flip into Kennedy, and that's it for the Mets. Another stranded base runner. That means 7 of them tonight. Shields does his job. 2-1, the Angels.
Good numbers for Heilman out of the bullpen. Last 10 innings or so, he has not allowed a run. This is his 17th appearance for the Mets. He has made 7 starts, so his 10th time out of the bullpen.
Kennedy 0 for 1, but he's driven in a run with a sacrifice. It's a looping fly right at Mike Cameron for the out. 1 gone in the 8th inning. So an excellent effort by right-hander Chris Benson. He goes 7, giving up 2 runs, 4 hits, but right now he's on the hook for the loss. And if the Mets lose it, that'll be 4 straight on this homestand.
Now, we talked about it before. In the last 4 wins that Benson has had, the club has gotten 40 runs for him. He's averaging 10 runs per game. Even I can do that math. And in his wins, last 4 wins, he's only given up 2 runs. An average of 2 runs per game. So Chris Benson does indeed continue to pitch very well.
Didn't walk anybody tonight.
No, very sharp. Great, great location, great movement at the hitting zone, working both sides of the plate. Really doing the basics ABC.
Cabrera the hitter as he checks, and it's on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was with the Red Sox in the World Series run last fall. He's now rejoined his old pal Vladimir Guerrero in Los Angeles. Hit .294 for Boston last year after the trade July 31. Against the Angels in the first round of the playoffs, he hit just .154, but it hardly mattered as the Red Sox rolled past the then Anaheim Angels in 3 straight. Flies that one to straightaway center field, and there's Beltran. Not tested this time, but Carlos has made one of those highlight reel catches. A spectacular catch, taking a home run away from Molina, from Benji Molina.
The catcher, Jose Molina.
By going up over the fence. And now comes his brother Jose Molina. The catching Molinas both played in the World Series a few years ago for the Angels. And the youngest catching Molina is Yadier Molina, who just might be the best of the triumvirate. And he catches for the St. Louis Cardinals. Although you better do some things if you're going to be better than Benji, who's a Gold Glover. And Jose pretty fair behind the plate as well.
Yeah, Jose is not, chopped liver behind home plate. Or a cannon behind home plate.
Well, they all seem to have plus arms and do a terrific job calling a game. I think Benji Molina certainly would get that nod tonight from Jared Washburn. Bases are clean here with 2 down, 2-1 the Angels. And that's on the corner.
Take a look at that last pitch. Fastball, good movement. Ball looks like it's going to be outside. He comes back to that outside corner. Heilman has pitched very well out of the bullpen. This may be his slot in the big leagues.
That's a strike. 2-2.
Very good control. Now, he made a mistake. Here, the first hitter that he faced here, Adam Kennedy, got the changeup up, got a little lazy fly to center field, but his good pitch, bad pitch ratio has been much better out of the bullpen.
He fills up the count on Molina. Darren Erstad would hit next if Heilman walks him. Pedro going tomorrow at 110. Pedro Martinez 7-1 against John Lackey 5-2. Couple of righties to duel in the finale. Cut on and missed. He struck him out. Foul tip to the mid. Piazza hung on for the K. 1-2-3 they go. But the Mets are running out of chances. Down a run to the bottom of the 8th. The Mets have scored just 10 runs though in the last 5. Only 1 so far tonight. Benson was very, very good. 7 innings, no walks, Couple of strikeouts, but he's going to lose it despite allowing just 4 hits unless the Mets can rally here. Time to do that, though.
And they got the heart of the lineup right here, too. 3, 4, 5.
That's a ball outside to Beltran, who is 0 for 3. He's certainly done his part tonight with a terrific leaping catch to steal a 2-run homer from Benji Molina. That's ball 2.
This is as good as it gets right here. Timed it perfectly up and out of the ballpark. You're getting very familiar and friendly smiles from the opposition. Go on, you got to be kidding me. I hit the ball 411 feet and I can't get a base hit. Can't get a home run. Being very patient here in this at bat.
3-0 as the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the 8th. And that one went all the way back and got the umpire on what was a strike, and it nailed Larry Young. And Jose Molina, I don't think ever laid a glove on.
I don't think there's any leather on this whatsoever. I don't think there's 1 ounce of leather.
Well, it's been a rough night for Larry Young. It was the helmet snafu, and now this.
Eric Cooper comes coming down from first base. That's no leather right there. Look at this. That's no leather whatsoever.
Well, he had the presence of mind to call a strike.
Yeah, no, the old pro.
I think it did get a little piece of that.
Not enough to count. That doesn't count. It didn't. The ball did not change direction. Yeah, I'm all right.
So the veteran up will hang in there.
On a very hot, humid night for him. Wearing that thing, wearing that helmet. Woo! There's some tears in that eye. Those eyes right there. I know that.
3 balls and a strike. And a high chopper charged by Cabrera. Then he stopped and threw him out. So well played by the former Gold Glover.
Well, the count went to 3-0, and the pitcher came back. Shields came back to get Beltran. Though I was kind of surprised he went after the 3-1 pitch. In that situation, you pretty much know if you get a pitch 3-1, you're going to get a 3-2.
One down for Piazza. Mike tonight with a single and a double in his return to the lineup. And that is down low for ball 1. 6 homers, 28 runs batted in for Piazza. Currently tied with Harold Baines for 48th place on the all-time home run list. Dwight Evans is 47th at 385, and then Johnny Bench 46th with 389. Craig Nettles in 45th place at 390. High chop off the plate. Cabrera with another charge and throws to easily get Piazza.
Nope. We've seen a nice little exhibition of shortstop right here. You're talking about the start of the game, before the game even started, about Golden Glove at second base. We've seen all kinds of play for the shortstop. We've seen little flips back to him at second base on balls that are hit up the middle. The interior defense of this ball club. The Angels have turned outstanding plays up the middle. He's got pop flies. He's got, well, runners that can get down the line, runners that can't, too. He knows the speed of every one of his runners. Nice little exhibition by the shortstop here.
They love him just as the Expos did. In basketball vernacular, he is a gym rat. Guy who works tirelessly at his position. Takes hundreds of ground balls every week, giving them a real nice lift, and he and Kennedy pair up well up the middle. 2 out in the 8th. Cliff Floyd is 1 for 3 tonight with a single in the second. He's also struck out twice. Facing the right-hander Shields here, and lets it go downstairs for ball. 1-1. Braden Looper getting ready in the Met bullpen. Cliff has homered a couple of times on his homestand. Also doubled 5 times. 1-2 now. In his last 7 games coming into tonight, he was hitting .357. The question is, as streaky a hitter as Cliff Floyd is he in a hot streak right now? Is it something you can compare to his 20-game hitting streak earlier, which is tied for the longest hit streak in the majors this year? Nobody on base, 2 out. Mets down 2-1 in the 8th, and Floyd asks for time. I think given the night he's had, Larry Young would gladly grant that time. Difficult night for the umpire, but he's hanging in. Foul tip to the catcher's mitt for strike 3. That's all for the Mets. A silent 8th. They go in order. We go to the 9th. The Angels up 2-1. And there's K-Rod, the closer, starting to move around down beyond that left field fence. Usually not good news for the opposition. Their bullpen continues to do good work. You cannot underestimate just how good their bullpen has been the last 3 years and why they keep going back to the playoffs. And what a major role that factors in.
Somehow pitching will do some wonders for you, won't it? Especially out of that bullpen, holding a 1-run lead. I mean, Shields came in, did an excellent job, retired 5 in a row.
Erstad hits a high pop into short center field, and in comes Beltran to make the catch. 1 man out. Get ready for a long at bat if his track record tonight is an indication, because in his first 3 at bats he saw 23 pitches. 33,889 waiting out a rain delay of nearly an hour and a half tonight before the game could begin. First pitch was not thrown until 8:34.
Place to be rocking tomorrow, won't it?
Indeed, with Pedro on the hill. He brings that special energy that only a Pedro Martinez game seems to be able to bring. First pitch at 110. And if you can't make it out to the ballpark, we'll have it for you here on the WB11.
That's the signature Aaron Heilman pitch right there, the changeup. Fastball prior to that was in off the plate. And there's changeup right in the middle of the plate. Very deceptive, good arm speed, good movement, and set up nicely with a fastball.
The 2-2. Ripped into right field. Cameron was playing deep, comes in to make the backhanded catch. And there are 2 men out. So if you're Aaron Heilman,
The right fielder, Vladimir.
and you got a home run threat coming up, guy who's gone 0 for 3 tonight, how do you pitch Vladimir Guerrero? How carefully do you go about this?
The guy behind him is no piece of cake. You go right after him and you give him your best stuff. You know, you can say that most home runs, most base hits, most times the balls that are hit hard on pitchers are mistakes. That, to a great degree, is true. This is one of the real exceptions, this hitter right here. Because that ball can be on the ground. I mean, it's the old Yogi Berra theory. If it's a bad ball, I can hit it. So one hopper, I can probably hit it hard. That looked like fastball right down Broadway. And that's the best pitch, well, the one that's been in the middle of the plate for him the entire night.
You and I have both seen this guy swing the bat on a pitch he had no business swinging the bat on his shoelaces, one-handed, break the bat and hit it out.
And hit it out, too. I've seen him do that. Not break the bat, but hit it out the opposite way, the opposite field. The ball not even close to the strike zone. And then a little bitty flare.
And a base hit.
He gets his base hit, doesn't he? Well, if the Mets are going to have a chance, this is a big at-bat right here.
Garrett Anderson.
Somehow he insides out this ball. He gets behind it. Hit it about the label, a little flare to right field. He hit it right out in front of his belly button, it looked like. Yep, right about in front of his belly button. Didn't get the bat hit out front. Fastball beat him, but he's strong enough just to fight it off the right field for a single.
So here's that other troublesome guy you talked about, and a line drive caught by Reyes. Oh no, he dropped it. Now the throw to first, and he got in there. Anderson assumed, just like I did, the ball had been caught and had somehow spit out of the glove of Reyes. Anderson had given up on it, had to scoot into first and got in there.
Well, the rule here, you have to have control of the ball. Reyes gets the ball and the ground pops it out. The second base umpire was that he made no call. Feeling cold breath, wanted to see if in fact that Reyes had the ball. He did not. And the assumption by Garrett Anderson that the ball was caught, but good call by the second base umpire. And a break for the Angels.
Yeah, base hit for Anderson. Guerrero down to second. And this guy's been trouble tonight. Dallas McPherson. He has singled. He has doubled. He's also struck out. Off the end of the bat. Foul off to the left for a strike. The Angels in front 2-1. Looked like it was going to be a very quick inning for Heilmann. He got Erstad. He got Finley. But then Guerrero dunked in the hit to right. And Anderson with a base hit in the glove and then out of the glove of Jose Reyes.
2 change-ups in a row right here to McPherson. The first one off the end of the bat. The next one even slower. And way out in front and out of the strike zone. Throw another one.
Two on, two out, and the 0-2. He wasted that one. Now due up for the Mets in the bottom of the ninth. David Wright, Chris Woodward scheduled to hit, and Kaz Matsui. We'll see if they all do hit. Here comes the 1-2. Just a little low. All even now on McPherson. Rodriguez starting to get ready to come in to seal a victory, he thinks, for the Angels. The Mets have other ideas here at Shea tonight. Heilmann to the plate. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Side retired. 2 men left. Off to the bottom of the ninth we go. Mets trying to win it in their final at bat. Tom Seaver, Dave O'Brien with him. And here comes the closer, Francisco Rodriguez. Hearing that name, K-Rod, during the World Series of '02, and he was magnificent. He spent some time on the disabled list, but Tommy, blazing fastball, and a great slider.
Yeah, blazing fastball and equally difficult to hit slider.
And here's David Wright, bottom of the ninth, and the breaking ball misses. 1-0. Marlon Anderson is going to hit for Chris Woodward in just a moment. And Kaz Matsui scheduled to follow. Fouled away on a late cut by Wright. David tonight is 0 for 3. He's lined to left, grounded to third, and flied out to left. Mets have been held to 6 hits, but they've also held the Angels to 6 hits. Good breaking ball, and he had the knees buckling on Wright.
That's the breaking ball you're talking about right there, and it's a dandy. Watch the left knee of David Wright. Whoop. Whoa, a little bit of rubber in there. Francisco Rodriguez. A little trouble in the forearm earlier in the season, but throwing well of late. Wow.
Struck him out looking. No, David Wright looked like he didn't have much of a chance there.
That is a knee buckler. Absolutely knee buckler right there.
Here's the J.P. Morgan Chase game-changing moment, hopefully for the New York Mets. This will make a big difference. The great play by Beltran.
Well, we're going to see this through the course of the year because that's as good as it gets in the 7th inning with a runner on and 2 outs. Carlos Beltran went out of the ballpark to bring it back. Our Chase game-changing moment. Beautiful play by Beltran in center.
To Rob Molina. Right now it's just window dressing. It'll mean a whole lot more if Anderson can get on and get in. He hits for Woodward here and takes a ball. Matsui will bat for himself next. Anderson has hit before against K-Rod, and he's 1 for 3 off him. The 1-0. And he takes it down low, 2-0. Marlon at .317, no homers and a couple of runs batted in. He's been just brilliant as a pinch hitter for Willie Randolph. Rally caps going here at Shea in the 9th with 1 down. Fouled the way, but a good cut. 2-1.
Well, schools of thought here, when you need a run, do you swing 2-0? Well, against a pitcher like Rodriguez, you know you're going to get a fastball. And if you get what you want, middle plate, middle in, go for it. Try to tie this game up. That's exactly what Anderson did. At the bottom of the lineup coming up after you. You get in this position where you can hit 2-0 and you got some power to pop it out of here, go ahead and swing. Now, same situation here. Only the one thing here, what you're going to get here on this pitch, 3-1, you're going to get 3-2 if it is a strike. So there's a better chance that you take this pitch than you do the 2-0 pitch. Because you're probably going to see the same pitch exactly twice. You should see it, because you can't give up a base on balls and a one-run lead.
3-1. Swinging a drive out to right center field, heading into the alley, and Finley can't get to it. Actually kicks it. That's going to roll on the warning track. Deep into right. There goes Anderson into third. They're going to wave him in. He's trying to score. The throw home. He slides. He's safe at the plate. This game is tied. Anderson is hurt. He is hurt, but he's home. And the game is tied at 2. And inside the Parker by Marlon Anderson. Scioscia out to argue the call. Anderson is still down. And is he ever going to get a rousing ovation from the fans when he does get up? Willie might have to help him, but this game is tied in the 9th. And inside the park home run to tie it with 1 on the night. How about that? The first for the Mets since September of 2000 when Timo Perez had one. Finley went chasing after it into the alley. Couldn't get to it and wound up kicking it up against the right field fence. He's bleeding from the mouth here. But Marlon Anderson comes through again, coming off the bench. And against K-Rod has tied it with an inside the park home run.
Here we go on a pitch ahead in the count. Fastball down. Finley's trying to get there to make the catch. He'll go off his knee, off his shin, down in the corner. The right fielder Vladimir Guerrero went right by him. And Manny Acta, the third base coach, who has been very aggressive all year, watch him as he comes into view. He is waving that arm go. Molina thought he had the plate blocked. I don't believe so, and I think it's a correct call by the umpire at home. He got some plate to go to. He got there.
And took a shot in the mouth as well. Well, I've often thought that the triple is the most exciting play in baseball. The inside the park home run to tie it in the 9th is right there. Yeah, he got in.
Oh, he got in easily, yeah. Good play.
Now Molina is still shaken up. You see, he takes a pretty good shot there. It was the mask of Jose Molina right into the face of Marlon Anderson. Molina just stood up and asked for time before the first pitch to Kaz Matsui because he's still shaken up.
Where the aches and pains are right now for the catcher for the Angels.
Matsui swings right over the top of the breaking ball in the dirt. 1 man out, but a tie game. 2-2 on a thrilling play. And a home-to-home charge by Marlon Anderson. Coming off the bench to do it again. 0-2 on Matsui. The crowd does not like these weak swings by the Mets second baseman at all. I'd be shocked if he didn't get another breaking ball down around his shoelaces. Breaking ball in there, struck him out, caught him looking, and there are 2 out in the Met 9th inning.
Well, 3 breaking balls in a row. Yes, indeed. And Kaz Matsui didn't like any of the 3 of them.
He's 0 for 3 tonight, and now Doug Mientkiewicz will swing. Doug getting a chance to pinch hit here with the bases clean, but a run in. At 207 with 7 homers. He was 1 for 3 last night. He takes ball 1. So a blown save for Rodriguez. His second blown save in 13 chances this year, thanks to the mad dash of Marlon Anderson. That's a cross for strike. 1-1. Well, for these fans, it has been a long, long night thanks to the 1 hour and 24-minute rain delay. That's the first one at Shea for a Met since '89, and Darryl Strawberry. 1-2 on Mankiewicz, and the first overall by a Met in 5 years. And Marlon paid the price too, with his own blood.
Well, I think you're right too. It was the mass going back into the area right up above home plate, and Anderson popped up, went right into it.
Check swing down and into it.
Those catchers got all that gear, and they're well protected. They throw it right in the runner's face.
Well protected, but it was an Angel crashing into a Brave catcher earlier this week that caused all that controversy. Darren Erstad leveled Johnny Estrada on a collision at the dish.
Yeah, that didn't make any friends, did it?
2-2 fought off by Mankiewicz. All bandaged up because of this.
Head on head. Here comes Anderson. 2 mask, and that's where the blood is coming from. A lot of metal in that area on one side of that collision.
The 2-2 to Mankiewicz. He takes it down low for ball 3. Scioscia and his Angels on a long, long road trip, their longest of the year. Braden Looper. The tension keeping some of the young ones up quite late at Shea after 11 o'clock here, thanks to the lengthy rain delay at the outset. But it's become a terrific ball game. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Tried to hold up, but he went for strike 3. So Rodriguez strikes out the side, but Anderson comes off the bench to do what he does so well. He gets a hit. Not only a hit, but an inside the park home run. Finley with the kick, Anderson with the slide, the collision, and we are tied and going to extra innings. 2-2, all tied up, the Angels and the Mets. Mets having lost earlier in the week in extra innings. And now taking on the Angels with Doug Mankiewicz at first base and Braden Looper now on the hill. So for the season, the Mets 1-2 in extra inning games. 12 saves for Looper, coming into a game-tied scenario here. And Mike Scioscia is going to bring up Sean Figgins to bat, leading off this frame in front of just under 34,000 on what was initially a rainy night here at Shea Stadium.
Hitting for the Angels, number 9, Sean Figgins.
So Figgins to bat, then Kennedy, and then Cabrera here in the 10th. Figgins, who does a lot of leading off for Scioscia, 5'8" switch hitter, and extremely fast. So Wright is in on the corner at third. And Looper's first pitch to him is up too high for ball 1. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Mets. 2 runs on 6 hits for the Angels. Neither side has made an error. In fact, the defense has generally been fantastic on both sides tonight. And now that play by Beltran, when he stole the 2-run homer from Molina, means everything for the Mets.
The play in center field and the play at home plate for the Angels to tag out Anderson. I mean, the defensive play is playing a huge part in this ball game.
2 balls, 1 strike on Figgins. It's a guy that the Angels just put on wheels. He can play third base, center field, second base, shortstop. Played third and second last night. It's a high fly toward the corner. Floyd on the move and gets there for out number 1. That'll bring up Adam Kennedy. You mentioned it, Tom. It was not a very good throw by Kennedy on the inside the park home run by Anderson. As Marlin came scampering home, Kennedy's throw, had it been better, would have gotten him.
Oh, they got him. I mean, a good throw. Didn't have to be a perfect throw. A good throw would have gotten the runner coming at home. But it's the second time this year at Shea Stadium we've seen that, where the second baseman has made a bad throw as a relay man from the right fielder. It was in the Arizona series, I believe.
That was Craig Counsell.
And and that bad throw prior to that was Sean Green in right field.
That's
So
right.
a bad throw to the second baseman who made a bad throw to the catcher, and it was much to the Mets' benefit.
1 ball, 1 strike on Kennedy. On the night, he has driven in a run with a sac fly, but he's 0 for 2. Brendan Donnelly up for the second time in Scioscia's bullpen. Two balls, 1 strike. Hit sharply and a base hit. First hit tonight for Kennedy. Comes with 1 out in the 10th. Off of Braden Looper. And now we'll see what Orlando Cabrera is up to.
Been some damage at the bottom of the lineup again against the Mets from their opponents. And Kennedy had the sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. Got a single here now with 1 out. Almost a home run from Benji Molina, too.
It had left the park.
Yeah, he's down there in the number 6 hole of the lineup.
Beltran bringing that back. Cabrera 0 for 3 tonight. Interesting when you talk about what a small world it is at times. Orlando Cabrera, the man hitting right here, forced to leave the Boston Red Sox after winning a World Series with them because they wanted Edgar Renteria as their everyday shortstop. Cabrera thus heading out west and signing a multi-year contract with the Angels. They were delighted to have him. The runner goes, stumbled a bit. Here's the throw by Piazza, the tag, not in time. And Kennedy has it stolen. Despite a little bit of a slip there by Kennedy as he went to make his break towards second base.
Well, he was trying to make it an early jump. Right before that, takes off. And Kennedy safe at second. Number 5 for him. Good ratio for the Angels. 56 steals on the year now, and only 23 times that they have been thrown out. But little ball, small ball that we're talking about. And Kennedy with 1 out gets into scoring position. You saw that coming. 7 ways to Sunday. Mike Scioscia, a believer in that old style of National League baseball. Of somebody gets on, get him over, and get him in.
It's going to be Sunday soon. Less than 45 minutes.
It's going to be early Sunday, 45 minutes.
So Cabrera thinking RBI, trying to put the Angels back in front. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're talking about one of those baseball oddities. Renteria signing with Boston. Cabrera had to leave the Red Sox. The man who signed Edgar Renteria to his first professional contract was Orlando Cabrera's father, Holbert Cabrera. And Renteria replacing Orlando as the Red Sox everyday shortstop. Devannon the on-deck hitter now, and he'll bat for Molina. Runner at second, 1 out. And the 1-2. Missed the outside corner. Although Looper wanted the strike, he did not get it.
Looks like Piazza went up to catch the ball. That ball was high. Yeah, the ball's high. It may have been on the plate, but it was still high. I think it was outside as well. Yeah.
2-2 breaking ball fought off there. So Cabrera still alive. A 2-2 tie in the 10th inning.
Cabrera looking outside there with 2 strikes. He's thinking maybe he's going to get the slider out there, and he's looking for nothing more than a single with a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Looking outside, I think he was looking out there even with 2 strikes. I think you may have seen Piazza move out there, out of the corner of his right eye. One thing about catchers, they can't move too early.
2-2 ground ball to third. Friendly hop right. He looks the runner back, throws to first on target. Minkiewicz with the catch, and Kennedy had to stay glued to second base. So Cabrera is 0 for 4. 2 men out. Devannon. Jeff Devannon now being announced.
For the Angels, number 55, Jeff Devannon.
He's a .222 hitter, no homers, 7 runs batted in on the season. And now Rick Peterson will jog out to the hill, bringing with him the scouting report, I'm sure, on what they want to do with Devannon, who has not swung the bat tonight.
If your stuff is you feel is good enough to beat the hitter, go with it. If you have to throw a secondary pitch to what is supposed to be a hitter's weakness, you might be giving the edge to the hitter. And Braden Looper's got great stuff. The old term, go get him.
An interesting move here by Scioscia. I got to believe that Jose Molina is still aching after that collision with Anderson, because Devannon is hitting for Molina, who's the second catcher used in the game by Scioscia. Outside, Devannon is a better hitter, although not this year. He's only hitting in the 220s. A shot there of Josh Paul, who is their number 3 catcher. Outside to make it 2-0. So Scioscia going to his 3rd different receiver. Molina's knee, it appeared, more than his head, giving him trouble after that collision with Anderson. On the inside of Park, home run down low, and the count goes to 3-0. On deck, Darren Erstad. You know, one of the fascinating things about, and there were many of them in the Anderson romp to home on the inside to Parker, was which umpire made the call on the play at the plate. It was not Larry Young, the home plate umpire. He went for it on 3-0. Take a look at the movement of the umpires on this.
Well, they're going to different positions. Now watch it. All of a sudden at home plate, you'll see the umpire at home has a soft cap on. Now they have changed positions. The home plate umpire had gone down to 3rd. The first base umpire had come down. See the hat? Right there. See that hat? That's not that mask that he has. Second base umpire had gone out to right field.
Soft roller charged by Minkiewicz. Oh, it goes onto the glove, and everyone's going to be safe. Now throwing to 3rd, not in time to get Kennedy. So Minkiewicz on the charge, but he came up empty as the ball rolled beneath that glove. And had he made that play, had a very good chance at out number 3 at first.
Well, he had a very good chance, but it would have been close, and he peeks right there. He peeks for his pitcher, and he peeks for the runner to see how much time that he has. A play that should be made by a guy of Minkiewicz's caliber at first base. But that's ruled an error. He only has 1 error on the course of the year. It should be an error. Went underneath the glove. They should have had the runner at first.
It is an E3.
And should be out of the inning.
So Devannon reaches. Erstad the batter with Angels at 1st and 3rd. Looper trying to get out of it, and he drills in a strike at 94. Erstad is 0 for 4 tonight. We're tied up 2-2 in the 10th. Kennedy with a single and a stolen base. Just went down to 3rd on the E3. 1 ball, 1 strike.
21 pitches by Looper in this inning. 11 of them for balls, 10 for strikes. That's a very high number for your number 1 guy out of the bullpen.
Erstad hits that sharply. It eats up right down the line. It rolls, and a run is in. The Angels have retaken the lead and have runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 down in the 10th inning. An RBI single by Darren Erstad as he strikes against Looper. But the error certainly hurt the Mets here, and now they're trailing again 3-2.
The center fielder, Steve Finley.
A ball, a very difficult play for Wright at third base. It may be ruled a hit. Yes, it should be. And if he comes up with that, the Mets would have 2 all-time for the year hit plays defensively. The one by Beltran in center and the one by Wright if he makes that play. The one thing he's got to do, if he can at all, is knock it down. The old baseball trip, knock it down. Don't let it get into the infield. But a very difficult play right there. The inning carries on for Braden Looper.
And right to Steve Finley, who swings and fouls it away for a strike. He's gone 0 for 4. Second hit in the inning for the Angels, who now lead it by 1. And what might have been, had Mientkiewicz been able to come up with that ball, yeah, it would have been a tough play. And you know what he was trying to do? He was trying to scoop it and flick it over to Looper. But Looper was there in front of the runner. He would have been there in time. They lead on the corners, and the 1-1 pitch is swung and missed. Now a ball and 2 strikes on Finley.
Take a peek at what Braden Looper uses at home plate against Finley. A good splitter, looks like, or sinker, and Finley way out in front of it and over the top of it.
The 1-2 runner at first on the move. That one fired down the left field line, and that's going to drop just foul. Off the chalk line, says Marvin Hudson, and Looper catches a break.
If that's foul, it's foul by probably less than 6 inches. See if you can see it going down that line. Whoa, boy. Oh, as you say there, Mr. O'Brien. Oh, doctor, just the break you need. Get outside that line and keep it to a 1-run deficit. Come on, give me the old doctor.
Oh, doctor.
Yes, thank you. It's 11:26.
Oh, you bet
you know where your play-by-play partner is. Here we go.
1-2 on Finley. Grounds that one toward the middle, right by the runner, and Sui throws on to get him. Side retired, but a big run in, a big error too. It's now 3-2 the Angels, going to the bottom of the 10th. Lots of changes here for the Angels. Jeff Devannon stays in, he goes in left. Sean Figgins takes over in center, so Finley is out. Josh Paul is the 3rd catcher to work in the game wearing an Angels uniform, and the new pitcher is Brendan Donnelly, the right-hander. They'll be facing the top of the order in Reyes, Cameron, and Beltran here. The Angels leading 3-2, and here we go again. Reyes has not been able to do a whole lot of celebrating on this, his 22nd birthday, which has about another 31 minutes to run. Still has a chance to get a hit on his birthday. 0 for 4 tonight. And he takes a strike. Three runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Angels. 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 key error for the Mets. Committed by the usually sure-handed Doug Mientkiewicz. High fly ball, but foul down a right field line. It's a noisy strike for Reyes, who hit his first major league home run against the Angels in Anaheim 2 years ago.
And just happened to be a lot of people on base too.
There were 3 in fact.
3 in fact. I think that's the maximum you can have. Is that correct?
Get more than that on
it's illegal.
Not legally. Serves that one foul off to the left. Protective swing by Reyes. Started the night hitting .333 on this homestand. You know that's chewing up Doug Mientkiewicz. An error on a soft ground ball that snuck under his glove kept the inning alive and allowed Erstad to drive in the go-ahead run with a base hit. Up high, 1-2. Mike Cameron up next. Pedro Martinez against John Lackey at 1:10 tomorrow afternoon in the finale of this series. The 1-2. That one drifted outside. Now the crowd that remains, many have left given the late hour because of the almost hour-and-a-half rain delay, but 16 or 17,000 left here at Shea. They're very vocal here in the late stages. Here comes the 2-2. Foul tipped it. Just got a piece of it. Jose looking for a pitch to do something with.
So all he needs is a crummy little single here, because you know if he gets on with the right-handed pitcher on the mound, you're going to try and steal second, and Jose has already stolen 17 bases on the year. He is their speed at the top of the lineup, and a single means double. It's probably the most important out of the inning right here.
The looper over the third baseman's head. McPherson can't get to it. Reyes is on with a single. And as you point out, that may mean double in a moment. He had himself a very gritty at bat there.
Well, it's not how hard sometimes that you hit it, it's where you hit it, and this is perfect placement. A little sand wedge over the head of the third baseman, McPherson. And can't come up with it. Getting a little help from Devannon to get the ball to second base, because he already, Reyes does, have thoughts of second base on his mind.
Is it a straight steal, or do you ask Mike Cameron as the number 2 hitter to drop down a bunt?
I'll let him fly.
326 homers.
I would let him fly.
Angels 3, Mets 2. Bottom of the 10th, nobody out. He's been caught 5 times. Right now, the number 2 base stealer in the National League with 17. Remember, the third string catcher is behind the plate in Josh Paul here. Not running. Cameron showing bunt, takes it down low. McPherson, the third baseman, was charging in. It's ball 1. Mike taking a long look down at Manny Acta. July of last year, the last time he has placed down a successful sacrifice bunt. Beltran up next. Donnelly with a 1-0 pitch. Reyes holding. Inside corner for strike. And again, Cameron indicating bunt, but did not like the looks of that pitch. And he did not try to lay it down. Reyes still there at first. When does he break? Still holding a pitch out. They thought it was going to be right there, and it's not. Do you run him now, Tom?
How about now if you're going to do it? I think Willie Randolph is playing this to tie.
Well, this team has lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, Mike Cameron at the plate is a good hitter when he goes to right field. When he gets pull happy, then he starts piling up the strikeouts. He's got a big hole on the right side. You do a hit and run here. Cameron makes much better contact when he stays back. Keeps his hands back and thinking to the right field, thinking over on that right side of the infield with a big hole. And he's got some pop that way too.
The catcher Paul has thrown out 1 of 4 trying to steal. A look back. Now, so far, Jose Reyes does not look like he's taking the kind of lead that says he's going to steal.
No, and he's not active over there. He's kind of waiting to react to the pitcher as opposed to being proactive at first.
A little larger lead here, and he's holding. The pitch is inside for ball 3.
Well, one of the things that's done, whether you steal, and this is the effect of speed, what has happened, you've got the pitcher that has been worried and the manager that's been worried about the runner at first base, and you got yourself to a 3-run position in the count to Cameron. Let him go here, baby.
Gotta let him run now.
Oh, let let him go. Let him fly. You win the game on a single. Or at least tie it.
He's holding. Cut on and missed.
Like I said, make him stay at first. He got me.
Both of us.
You just picked me off. Yeah, and you know what? That's pitch right there that you think Cameron's going to drive when he's got that count.
Well, he did not get a fastball. He got a slider.
Something that had some off speed to it.
Had a wrinkle.
Okay, now run it.
Donnelly stepping off and now back on the rubber.
Reyes only been thrown out 5 times all year at second base.
He's running now, and it's fouled straight back, and a good rip by Cameron. So 3-2, he certainly was taking off. It's a little bit mindful of the situation in the American League Championship Series, Game 4 between Boston and the Yankees. When Dave Roberts got aboard at first base, Red Sox down 1 to Rivera, and everybody in the ballpark, everybody in the world knew he was going to run. Run he did, and he stole it. Then Bill Miller drove him in with a tying run, and they would eventually win Game 4. And 5, 6, and 7 as well. Cameron about to see his 7th pitch of this at bat. Reyes with the lead. There he goes. The pitch is down low for ball 4. Reyes went headlong into second base anyway. A single, a walk, and the Mets are in business here in the bottom of the 10th. That'll bring up Carlos Beltran, who has already been responsible for saving 2 runs tonight with a sensational leaping catch in center field to steal a 2-run homer from Bengie Molina. He is 0 for 4 at the plate. Up on the left side with runners at first and second. The Mets need 1 run to tie it, 2 to win.
Well, we'll find out if he's going to bunt here, what Willie's going to do.
He does drop it down toward third, but Squibb's foul for a strike.
Trying to get the runners to second and third. At least you get nobody out. It's almost a can't lose situation unless the hitter pops the ball up. Beltran did this earlier.
The Mets are 0 for 7 tonight with men in scoring position. Although they have taken a couple of bases on balls in these spots. 3-2 the Angels in the bottom of the 10th. Reyes the tying run. Cameron, if he scores, it's over and the Mets win it. Out in front, a swing and a miss, and down he goes.
Oh, that's fabulous pitch right there. He struck me out. Where did that come from? Is that straight change or curveball? Take a looks like it is straight change and totally fooled me. And you can tell by the swing, totally fooled Beltran. That was great motion, great release, great choice of pitches right there. Wow.
That'll send up Mike Piazza with 1 away in the inning. Mike has singled and doubled tonight.
You know, that's exactly what Carlos was thinking about when he bunted against the Giants. I don't want to strike out without getting the runner to third base. That's why he bunted. Plus to hand the baton to Piazza as well.
Now Piazza's due for a big moment. Not with that swing, and it's 0-1. And again, he went right back to that off speed at 80 miles an hour.
Well, it's great arm speed. Now Piazza's reading the arm speed, and it looks like it's going to get there, and the bottom falls out when it gets to the hitting zone. Totally fooling Piazza.
Big hole on the right side. If Mike Piazza rolls one through there, Up and in. Kennedy, the second baseman, is playing way over towards second. Although Erstad is now off the line.
Makes you wonder, but I mean, they're trying to cut the lead down with Reyes, and that's academic. They don't want him to go to third base. He's going to score on anything hit to the outfield because the Angels are playing no doubles. They're playing deep for Piazza, which is what they should do.
Knocked down by Paul. You do have the third string catcher up there. I think Jose Reyes can outrun McPherson to third base. He's leaving it open for him. And you do have a right-hand hitter up there to guard the catcher's view.
And somewhat get in his way if he has to make the throw to third.
But Kennedy is kind of holding Reyes on at second, playing so close to the bag.
One of the things that happens here, you know, you're going to get stuff inside. You're not going to throw anything out over the plate because you're not going to give that a pitch to the outside part of the plate. So Piazza can just look inside. Huge hole on the right side.
The righty's pitch. Swing and a miss again. 2-2.
Well, this looks like a slider to me and a dandy. No, that's just straight fastball on the outside part of the plate. Maybe it did slide a little bit. The velocity was down from the regular fastball. That was only 87, so maybe it was a slight breaking ball.
Donnelly trying to make it back-to-back strikeouts after giving up the single and the walk here in the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and he got another one. And again taking something off at 80 miles an hour to strike out Piazza.
This is exactly the same velocity the one that Beltran struck out on. That's changeup, straight changeup. And good movement at the hitting zone. Two big strikeouts for Donnelly. Both of them on changeups.
Here's Cliff Floyd now. Cliff is 1 for 4. A single in the second inning. Since then, he has struck out 3 times. Reyes at second. Cameron at first. Last chance here for the Mets. Down 3-2 in the bottom of the 10th. Nothing in 1. 78 miles an hour.
You know, from where we're sitting too, David, this looked like they're within 3 feet of it. Whatever this changeup is. And there's no saying changeup from what? Cliff Floyd hasn't seen anything that you would say change the velocity on, and he is way out in front of the fastball.
One ball, one strike.
Donnelly's got a high leg kick. The knee flicks back and forth. The head flicks. He's got the glove up. He's got great deception. And it's one of the things a lot of organizations, a lot of pitching coaches have been trying to take away from the pitchers is all this movement that they have and some sort of deception where the hitter has difficulty picking up the ball.
Mets are having a tough time tonight because the last 6 Met outs are all by strikeout. Check swing. The appeal. No swing, says Marvin Hudson. 2-1.
Good call by the third base umpire. Cliff knows how to sell that. He knows right where to stop it and hold it right there for the umpire to see it.
Outfield playing Floyd to pull around toward right. Excellent speed on the bases for the Mets in the pitch. Fouled away at the plate. 2-2. So Donnelly is 1 strike away from striking out the side and ending this in the 10th inning and giving the Angels a 3-2 win.
The side and number 3, 4, 5 in the lineup as well.
Reyes and Cameron on the bases. 2 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Cliff Floyd. And here comes Donnelly again. He buried that one. 3-2. If he misses again, Mets will have the tying run 90 feet away and David Wright up with 2 down. The runners will get a head start On a full count, 2 down. So on a double, Cameron would score and the game would be over, and a win for the Mets. They take off the 3-2 swing and a high deep drive down the right field line, headed for the corner, and that ball is foul. Goodness gracious.
Looks like he was just out in front of the changeup, just by an angle. And body language, get it back. Ain't gonna happen.
Carlton Fisk. Well, that was on the changeup that he struck out Beltran and Piazza with. Does he dare throw it again? The runners will be on the move, 2 down. And now he wants Paul to visit him. And also the second baseman, Kennedy. It has been a night of rain and high drama here at Shea. And here comes Buddy Blackout again.
It's all about one pitch. What are you going to throw? You know, make sure you know that if you throw a pitch, make sure you believe in it.
I don't think he wants to throw that changeup again to Cliff Floyd because he
Took a little air out of that sail, didn't it?
The 3-2 fouled away. 85 miles an hour, so it certainly was not the change that has dazzled the Mets in this inning. Fouled away again.
Good cut right there by Cliff Floyd. I think 10% of him is sitting there protecting against the changeup. He gets the fastball here. Oh, look at you. See, we see when he presses his lips going and just started to exhale right there. That means he is right on it. He is right on the fastball.
And trying to get on the 9th pitch of a long at bat. Another 3-2 offering as Floyd asks for time.
31 pitches in this inning.
There goes Reyes. He takes off. He's into third, standing up. And Donnelly never even looked at him until he was already standing on top of the base.
Well, the Angels are playing defense here. I mean, third baseman's nowhere close to third base, and they're just giving it to him. I think the crowd more than anything else when they saw him take off. As soon as the third baseman, he's not even close over. There's nobody over here. They'll just give it to you. They don't care about that. All it does.
Yeah. Fastball to wild
you're
pitch.
exactly right. It
kill
opens
him
up 2 more avenues for the Mets.
3-2. There's a drive. High and deep to right. Way, way back. He did it. Cliff Floyd walks off a hero tonight with a 3-run homer with 2 down in the bottom of the 10th, and the Mets win it 5-3. in one of the best games you're going to see all year. And Mientkiewicz is off the hook.
The story of the ball game. One pitch up out over the plate. Cliff Floyd, hero for the night.
For Floyd, his 15th home run. The 3-run walk-off game winner came after he had struck out 3 times in his previous 3 at-bats. And the Mets win an absolute thriller. You, of course, cannot forget about the reason they pushed it to extra innings. The mad dash by Marlon Anderson, the inside the park home run with 1 out in the 9th when the Mets were down 1. That forced the tie. Well, that is it from Shea Stadium with a final score tonight in an absolute thriller. Was the Mets 5 and the Angels 3, and that's the end of the Mets 3-game losing skid.